Guys, welcome back to the second episode as our playthrough of Egypt. In the last episode, you remember Frigga, I don't know, the people just decided they wanted white peace, so we weren't able to take this friggin' land here. But today we're going to be looking over to Cyrenaica. If you remember, they were kind of one of the reasons we did not do that well in this war, because we had to make this entire whole army just defend this area. So that's where we're going to be going. You see that we do have a Caspela against them, I believe, and you can see they have no allies, and our allies will be happy to join in. Yep, we do have a Caspela, so we're just going to be moving our armies. So we have 19,000 over here. Our armies are quite a bit bigger than theirs. We've got this army to go over here as well, and that should be enough. You can see they only have 8 cohorts, but those bigger armies might just be helpful. Just, I don't know, maybe taking out some of the forts. And so, let them go. You notice we do have an available decision, which is to adopt a straticotic monarchy. Sorry. And so what this does is just gives us 2 military ideas and 1 oratory idea. It doesn't change much because we already have a monarchy. You see aristocratic monarchy. And we don't really need those. That change. It's not really necessary unless we do want another military idea later on in the game. So as you can see, these areas are kind of whited out. And that's because these have been uncolonized because their population was so low to begin with. And then like you see like 1 slave for this entire area, and so like the stress of like having like another army lay siege to it kind of sometimes can kill pops, and since there's only 1 pop, it'll become uncolonized. And to colonize, we'll need 10 pops. You can see that everything around here does not have 10 pops. It's unfortunate. You can see these guys only have like 2. These guys have 3. These guys have 1. So it's a mess. So we can just declare war here. See. No bad things happen, and we can tell this army just to go straight to that fort, and this army we can have head in and go for that fort. Maybe nope, they'll have to. You see that we can't go back because this fort doesn't guard that area. And if you ever want to see how that works, you can go to the fortress map mode, and it doesn't seem like it wants to. It's just only telling you about my territory, so we might want to look for it over here. See fortifications map mode, and so what that means is we can't walk by here unless we control this fort. So that can be a very useful map mode, and you can see every single fort in the entire game. So that can be useful. And so see this army kind of just walked by that army, and another one of those armies. We'll put these both on independent operations. They already are. Looks like we'll just get this one to head on over there. See that we are only at war with Cyrenaica. You should always check that, because sometimes in wars you can be at war with more than 1 nation, and it won't even say that you're war that the potential for war with them. We're with Alexander the Great, and you'll just be at war with them. That can be very annoying, but it's not too easy to fix. We'll keep paying attention here. We'll have this army in independent operations, so it can hopefully chase after these guys. And then we'll kind of set up a blockade of sorts here, like putting these guys there, and then this army. Looks like we finish that siege, and then we can just have this army go over there, and all of their armies are not even defending their territory. Not that they could against this way bigger army. So they're kind of just sitting here, and looks like we're just gonna sit right there. It looks like they are mercenaries, and they are just doing nothing. I don't know what those mercenaries are doing. Actually, what they probably is doing is Cyrenaica probably hired them, like mercenaries from probably that were based around here, and then so I saw them and then chased after them. But in order to hire mercenaries, you have to have them in your territory before they can go back in. And so we'll have these guys, make sure these people won't go through, and then these guys will sweep through, because they can really not avoid this army because there's only 1 way to go in this area. So that's nice. We can gain some more popularity, although we were almost maxed anyway. You see these armies really doesn't have any choice. It's kind of pinned. Now it kind of regrets its actions, and it's going to be destroyed pretty much. 2,000 troops. And we'll put these guys in defend borders, so they automatically unsiege. And where are they going? They're going to be a lazy army, so we'll have to just tell them to sit there, I guess. So we'll put these guys over here to kind of make sure these guys don't unsiege this land, although the second these guys leave the land, it'll automatically re-siege. because it's protected by the fort, meaning that if I take the fort, it'll automatically lay siege to that land. That's how we got all of this land to lay siege to. Unless they are laying siege to the fort, of course. Or maybe just won't want to. See now, that green bar, that means it's automatically sieging. And now they want to siege that anyway, but we don't need to. You can see these green bars. So they could take that infinitely, but they'll never be able to capture it unless they recapture the fort. See, we took out that army completely, and we'll just have this army head over here, although it can't because of that. So we are going to look at attrition. You can see that surprisingly it's actually pretty good in this area. You see that those uncolonized areas are very bad, understandably, but so you don't really have to worry about too much about attrition, which is surprising considering that this is a desert area. We'll put these guys in imminent operations so they can maybe take some territory, and these guys are going to sit here. You can see we do need 6,000 men. That's probably, yeah, that's from this army, so that they haven't just been laying siege to that fort. And so we'll have this army go over here and take this capital, because if you want to take this land, you need the capitals and maybe a couple of the tiles if it's a big area. So we lay siege to that, and we'll just head over and so we can select this army, take that little fort there. See that it's a level 1 fort, which means that we should be fine with that amount of troops. Although we might want to send another army to back them up. And so that looks like it's going to be fine. And so we're good there. So they do have some disloyal people, which is the general of the 3rd Army. There's Stratus, which are these guys. And in this case, they're just going to go lay siege to things. That's not really a problem. Unless if it goes to civil war, then that will be a problem because they already have 14,000 troops. If we want to get rid of this, we can go over, make them our rival. You can see that they are barely under, but we will make them a rival. You can see their loyalty went down, even though it was already down. Plan assassination on them, and then in 60% chance that will they will be assassinated. So this army is just going to keep doing what it's doing, and then this war should be over relatively soon. We'll get this army on imp operations in case they want to maybe help out here, but they really don't need to, and we might want to keep them over here in case of barbarians, because for like a desert territory like this, we'll unpause so that war can keep going. You can see that there, it doesn't say there's a risk of barbarians, but there is. I played as Egypt before, and barbarians can be a really annoying thing, especially if you're expanding all the way up here, maybe into the Seleucid Empire, and then barbarians kind of mess up your land down here. Although typically you're rich enough that you can pay them off. So we completely took out an army down here, which is great. See that looks like, was it the disloyal? I don't know. That's the disloyal army there, which is helping us out. You see we are really good economically wise, which since we are Egypt, I don't know what you'd have to do to get Egypt to have a bad economy. Egypt's pretty much always the best economy in the entire game. See that it'll automatically siege that land, and we can pretty much sue for peace here, and we should be able to take their entire country. See, we have a 79 war score, and it looks like we are going to be fine. You can see this land isn't worth too much, although it isn't a ton. You can see I almost forgot that a little bit there. And there's an 18, making sure I didn't forget anything, which I've done before. And now that's part of Egypt as well. So unpause, and now we can get on to the other thing we're going to do in the episode, which is maybe take out this nation right here. So we're going to have the 3rd Stratos. No, they're just low. We're going to have this Stratos, the first one. Once it recovers, we'll have them head over to here, so we can declare war and take this area right here. Although I don't think we need it for, if I can find the decisions tab, rebuilding Alexander's empire. We don't really need it, but it could be a kind of good base in terms of we get this land here, we can have a bigger front to declare war on these nations. And I mean, it's always nice to not have a nation on your back when you're trying to go all the way over here in case they declare war on you. Then in this case, that they would. And this was kind of pointless right here. If you notice in the War of the Phrygia, these guys declared war on us, and they were really annoying because we had to have like multiple armies because we can't just switch armies back there. It does take a while for armies to traverse this pretty large area. So we just wanted to neutralize the threat on our back. These guys won't do anything because this is all uncolonized land, and we have really no desire or need to colonize them. So, building friendship with the 5th Stratos, that's always nice, because generals you kind of want to be friends with. So then betray you, and we'll get, you see that in Pretenders and Thrace. Then let's hope they follow trials. And so we'll get this army in an operation, we'll send them up to here, and then we'll get all the armies kind of moving that way. I already told that army what to do, and this army is just gonna head over here. So we'll wait for those armies to get there. You can see that the person's still disloyal, but the other people who are disloyal are 0 in terms of disloyalty. We have some pretender support, and we do have inventions. They are very expensive, and they're really not the best. As you can see, we don't really need more fort defense by 5%, because that's not too much fort defense, and that did just get rid of a person. Send them to the games. And now we'll wait for those armies to get all the way over there, and we'll come back once they have. Armies are just about to reach this empire. We are doing Caspela because I forgot we didn't have one of them, and you can see we do have a successful assassination, and so now we're good in terms of that. You see that the disloyalty went away, and we got some more trade as well. So we need a new commander, ideally a loyal one, and these guys are scorned, so they'll be a perfect fit for that new job. So this army go down over here because these guys are allied with these people down here, or at least they were at the start, but now it looks like they broke their alliance or some other thing. You can also, I forgot about missions down here. So we're going to go with the matter of Palestine. You can see that Palestine region, if we want to find that, we can just search Palestine. See, that's not wanting to find me a thing, but we will just start it. You can see that it is this land up here, which is great because that is where we happen to be declaring war on, and the kind of some of the land that we do want. You can see that we do want to expand that way. So we have to consult the court, and then we did just gain claims, maybe on some of these lands. Although I think we do have to consult the court for that. See that? Yep, that'll just gain us claims. And so that's why one reason that missions are really useful. Unless if you want relations, positive relations that is, with any of these countries, don't do that mission because that will having claims on them is obviously not good for them or for you. Relations. You can see we do have barbarians all the way over here. So there are an army of only 2,000. I don't want to send an army all the way back, so what you can do is a kind of little known fact. Once, if this barbarian army, you can see that they just lost half their troops there. You can pay them off. You can see we can pay them quite a bit there. I'm pretty confident though, considering that they just lost 1,000 troops laying siege to one little chunk of area, that they're probably going to go away without us having to really pay for them. So we can now, once, well, either the claim fabricates or consult the court finishes, which is a year. So we're about, like, it looks like a third of the way there. So come back when either of those have happened. Since Arbelius died, or the ruler for Egypt, we did lose the claims in Alexander's empire, which is fortunate. You can see succession crisis. We did lose some army, and this guy did raise a rebel army. General the 4th Stratos said, well, that's a big rebel army there. You see that we have a new ballast pause. See, a lot of things has happened with that. That happens when you're... See that these guys are scorned for some reason. I don't know why. They already have enough jobs. Looks like they just need some more. And so these guys, they want some jobs and unmarried ruler. We can arrange marriage. Select someone, arrange festivities, and then we should be good. This army is 36,000. Looks like he's under our control. For at least for now, I can still move it around, but we are not paying for ideally. No, he's making us pay for it. I don't know why we are deciding to pay for this rebel army, although we are controlling it. Once we're not controlling it, we won't be paying for it anymore. And so this is a perfect time to end the episode now. We'll deal with this next episode, as well as declare war and take some land over here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.